Okay, all right. So, hi everyone. My name is Eric. Right. So, I represent EasyStore today and this afternoon to share with you on how you can actually bring your business online. Right. So, I first of all actually like to appreciate that you guys, all of the panelists, as well as the participants that are listening right now, you guys take out your time, and I'm sure you guys are locked out at home and quarantine and in your most comfortable way and form, right? So make sure that this sharing you guys can get the best out of it, and of course hopefully it helps in your business during time like this, right? During MCO, right? So before I actually begin to jump into the main topic, actually like to share with you on this one, right? So if you can look at this graph over here, there's actually two colors, right? So there's a pink and a blue one, right? So the blue one actually states that it's a March week 1 online businesses sales, right? So that is actually before MCO actually happens, right? So that is actually before Malaysia has a worsened conditions in COVID-19 outbreak, right? And I'm sure with the implementation of MCO right now, and it has been around more than 2 weeks, right? I'm not sure if whether this, even if this MCO will be extended, but there's this graph over here shows that businesses, online businesses actually does have a positive impact due to this MCO, right? So what I want to try to say here is that I'm sure most of the businesses are actually affected, and maybe some of you guys over here are actually affected by the MCO as well, right? And due to MCO, businesses online are actually seeing a significant growth, right? So what I want to say is that besides, despite having an MCO, the businesses online are actually seeing this as an opportunity to expand the business using the online platform, right? Which brings me here today to share with you on a few things right here, right? So first of all, I'll share with you on how some of our traditional businesses went online with MCO or even before MCO to actually expand their business, and of course from that benefited from that, right? And right after that, I will share on some issues as well as challenges when you want to go online with your business, with a change, with a transfer, right? And with those issues, how EasyStore can help you, overcome and actually solve all of those mentioned. And with the solution, of course, we have a time and cost saving solution in order to overcome that. And by the end of the day, I'll share with you on how you can actually launch your online store in a matter of days, or if good preparation that I'll share later, you can actually launch online store in just a matter of 1 day, right? So without further ado, I will just share this over here. Right, so the first one, of course, I'll share on a few cases, 4 to be exact, for traditional businesses that uses online platform, uses social media as well as EasyStore to actually create, expand, and actually seeing a growth in their business, right? So the first one over here is Fresco, right? So they actually started since 2015. It wasn't too long ago and wasn't too recent. And they're actually selling, the business is actually selling fresh goods, right? So fresh goods has actually become a much more important groceries today because of MCO, whereas you couldn't actually go grocery shopping like normal days, correct? So what Fresco actually does is that they sees this as an opportunity. They know that people cannot actually go out of their houses and actually buy groceries and limited groceries to stock up in cases of emergency. So what they did is they actually created their own online store, right, with us, which is not more than 10 days ago. And right after they created the online store, they have seen a very significant increase in sales, right? So what they do is that they create an online store. They want to provide a quick solution for their customers, not only for the loyal local customers, but also for other customers online to actually reach them, to be accessible to their products as well, right? So as you can see here, sorry for the screenshot over here. So as you can see, they actually promote the drive-through collections where besides, the normal delivery, they also allow drive-through collection where they actually promote the social distancing practices, which we have to practice right now, right? So basically, this is how Fresco actually, right, I just continue, sorry for the interruption. Right, so with what I want to trying to say here is that Fresco actually leverages the online store to actually bring sales, more sales during MCO to actually continue to sustain their business in a hard time like this. Right? So the next business over here, case 2, Sanyos, is unlike Fresco, they actually started online even before MCO, right? So they started going online in 2012, and it was founded by a family member, the head of the family, the father, with 50 years in engraving business experience, right? So right after he decided to, involve his children, his daughter and his son to actually involve in his marketing businesses, they started to go online in 2012, right? So like anyone else, they actually explore the first channel, the first platform, which is Facebook. And from there, they started to increase the reach to the online presence, right? And decided to, of course, getting orders through the messengers, which is through the very manual and traditional way of using Facebook. Started getting orders from there. And then from time to time, it wasn't what they actually expected, right? Because it's so much orders coming in and it's so much of a manual way to actually reply each and every message from the messenger. They decided to actually, the next step is to go online, to create an online store, So they actually created an online store in 2018. And from there, they realized once they created the online store, they received a lot of customers' orders that are actually from foreign countries, which is not from the local Taiwan. They have customers from China mainland, and as well as the Hong Kong and Malaysia as well, right? So with this, they actually, besides only, getting these customers from there, they are actually sharing, enabling the multi-currency in their online store to allow most of their customers, which are from foreign countries, to place order in the online store, right? So besides only offering, multi-currencies in the online store, they also have included their store locations, which is their location of the physical store in Taiwan. And from there, they have received that traffics from online where people actually find their location from online and make an appointment with them to actually meet up with them, right? So this discussion actually result that with the store location included in the websites, they actually bring both way traffics from offline and online to make those customers to have appointment with them because of their business nature, whereas they're actually in the engraving business where the customization is much more needed if you do it in face-to-face, right? And one of the example of success, doing success in their business is that they are having big brands in Taiwan that actually would make an appointment with them to do business with them, right? So the next business over here is actually Adabi, all right? So this one is actually a Malaysia homegrown brand, and it's quite old. Even if you have heard of it, I'm sure you guys are familiar with the logo right here, Adabi, right? So they started since 1984, their company, and their traditional way of actually selling is through shelving their products, their ingredients in hypermarkets like Giants or Tesco's or even Aeons or any of the hypermarkets, right? So throughout the years, they're actually doing the same way. And of course, with e-commerce, emergence of e-commerce, they actually decided to go online. And not only they actually created their online store, they also list their products in online marketplaces as well. For example, Lazada, Shopee, Tesco, eShop, and more, right? So of course, besides only selling in e-commerce, what they actually does is that they have their own social media platform, right? So they have created their own Facebook page as well as their own IG account, which is very common for businesses today, right? So what they do is that the users leverage this social media platform to actually interact with their customers. How? They actually come up with contests, cooking contests, and allow their customers to share their recipes by using their products online with the hashtag that they created, right? So in turn, they actually repost these photos and videos from their customers by using the products, and then they repost it to their pages, to their IG accounts, and in a way, they actually allow their customers to build the word of mouth free with their customers, right? So this is how Adabi actually leverages platforms online, not only online store, not only e-marketplaces like Lazada, Shopee, but as well as social media to actually interact with their customers, right? So the next one over here, which is the last one, is Jia Xiang. This business is homegrown in Bangkok, Malaysia, okay? So it was founded by the father as well. And since the passing of the original owner, his son, the second generation, his son actually would take over 3 years ago, would take over his businesses in Bangkok. So his son decided, by the time when his father passed away, the son actually was working in KL, right? So when after his father passed away, he then decided to go back to his hometown and take over the business, which is Bangkok, right? So for 3 years, for around 2 years, they actually, what he actually do is the same way as what his father was actually doing all the while, which is distributing their products. They're actually selling dry seafood as well as seasoning, which is edible for babies and adults, just for your information, right? So what he do is actually they distribute his product to over 30 shops in Malaysia, right? Then only until a year ago, he decided to go online. So like Adabi, he created his Facebook, he created his IG, and he also created his online store, right? So if you have a look at this photo right here, so as you can see, this is a large amount of orders, and this is the most recent photos that they have shared. And this is actually an amount of 1 day order. Yeah, so this is 1 day order amount where they received during MCO, right? So what I want to show here is that with like Adabi, Jia Xiang actually leverages both offline as well as online platforms to actually grow their businesses, right? And other than that, of course, there's some details that actually does pretty good compared to other competitors. Is first of all, like they're actually selling dry seafood, and most dry seafood they actually come in big packaging, right? So if you can look back at this one, they actually have their packaging is actually not like others. It's actually in a small portion. And why is it so? Is because they want to create, they want their customers to have a very good, friendly experience. Whereas when the customers open up the package, those ingredients, those seasoning, and those dry seafood are actually already ready to cook, right? So they come in packages, and with the packaging, of course, they include the tips on how to cook as well, and like everybody is doing. And besides only putting that in packaging, they also share their tips and educate their customers of how to properly use the ingredients in the online platform, like in their websites. They create a blog for that, and of course, they share this around with on their social media platforms, right? So basically, this is how these 4 traditional businesses has gone online and actually has seen significant increase in sales, and of course benefited from this during MCO, right? So like any other things, of course, going online and doing anything that you want to do is actually you might face challenges, right? You might face issues, right? So I'm going to list down with the most popular issues and challenges that most businesses will face when they want to go online, right? So as you can see here, it's actually MCO, right? So the first one is menu. The first issue that you might face is actually menu. The second one is customer service. And the third one is orders management. Okay, right. So under menu, you can see there's actually catalog and like a product, and I've also included a a screenshot example over here, right? So let's imagine that you want to go online, right? So let's imagine that you haven't actually explored any platforms online, but you actually wanted to go online. And like everybody else, you want to go with Facebook or Instagram first. Why? Because it's free and it has a large audience, correct? So you want to expose yourself in the online world through social media. Good, that's good, right? But you have to consider whether how are you going to show the product, right? Maybe you can, Facebook, you can post up a lot of photos, you can write up the description as a caption for the post. But what happens when you have a lot of products that you want to sell and your business nature is actually selling a lot of variants of products as well? Are you going to let your customers scroll through your Facebook page or your Facebook shop to actually, get to know what you're actually selling to them? Or how are you going to do it? Are you going to share your catalog, your product catalog to your customers via, a PDF file or any file that you're using? All right, let's imagine that if you're using a PDF file, right? So you want to create a PDF file and you can design it as a way, very attractive and very nice design. But when you send it to our customers, most of us will actually view any types of media sources from our smartphone, right? So we all know that smartphone screen is not as big as desktop. So whenever they want to view anything, they have to, even with the product catalog, they will have to zoom in and zoom out, right? So basically, this is not friendly. This is not user-friendly for your customers to actually view a product. And it's not even friendly if, like what is shown over here, that you describe or you just list down as a conversation to your customers that what you are buying, what they are actually buying from you, right? So you have to consider that this is the challenges that you have to face, whether you want to provide an attractive enough catalog to our customers, which includes the product description, or you want to provide a consumer-first, user-friendly, customers-friendly catalog to our customers, right? So imagine that if the customers, yes, it's nice, but even if they cannot actually view it properly in your catalog, they wouldn't even care to actually look at your product description and wouldn't even buy from you because they don't know what is it that they're actually buying from you, right? So this is one of the issues that you might face. And the next one, of course, is customer service, right? So all of us knows that customers is king and customers is the main income source of each and every business. And of course, customer service, this is actually the most common issues that faced by most of the businesses, no matter it's online or offline, right? So what are the issues that you might face under customer service is that, first of all, the question that they ask, right? So FAQ, it's normal where they ask about price, what you sell. Even in this example over here is how much is the delivery fee, right? And how much is the fees, and as well as how are they going to pay? Even how are you going to notify your customers about the payment they make to you, right? And of course, the next one is the complicated purchase procedure. So I'm going to hold this for a while. I will talk about how do you want to notify your customers through your messenger or even through the platform that you're using right now. Are you going to notify your customers once you receive the payment one by one, or even uses your human resources like your staff or your partners, or if you're doing your business yourself, you have to spend time and also human resources. And if you want to automate this procedure, you will have to pay another cost to actually, pay either to actually do this integration or features or plugins into your platforms or in your online platforms, and it will be costly as well, right? So this is one of the issue. And another one is that imagine that if your customers is coming in and they ask those questions that are non so frequent, right? How are you going to attend to them with those questions? Are you going to prepare a question set, an answer set to serve them, or are you going to reply them one by one, right? And another thing is that you have to consider how are they going to purchase from you? Is the purchase procedure, is the purchase experience with you good enough for them to actually have a quick solution to buy from you, or they will have to wait for you to actually reply only they get to pay to you and or to get their notification of the orders, right? So if you provide a complicated purchase procedure, you actually, it's actually a disadvantage to you and your business as well, right? So this move on to the last one, which is order management. So here, right here, assuming that you have got both the previous issues figured out, you've got menu solved, and you've got customer service settled, and yes, everything is settled, but you see sales coming in, right? So sales coming in means that orders are keep coming in, and especially during times like this where people are searching for goods online as quick as possible, as fast as possible, right? So what do you actually do when you have overwhelming orders, right? And as you can see here, there's actually three parts. The first one is manual ordering recording. Are you going to record your orders manually through sheets, or are you going to use any tools online? Second is, how are you going to update your customers on the payment that they've made? And the third one, of course, the delivery status, right? So one thing that customers actually concern the most is that once I've paid to you, I want to know when can I receive my orders, correct? So because I have already done my part, and now it's your time to send me my orders, right? So as you can see over here, this is an example of how, this is an example of how anxious customers can get after they paid, or how anxious the customer can actually be when they ask for, inquiries, right? So what you need to do, how are you going to, you have to ask yourself, how are you going to, update your customers' payment status by, is it the same way like you do before, update it one by one, or do you have any automated way to actually help you do this stuff efficiently and effectively, right? So all of these issues combined above actually require time, cost, and human resources, right? So human resources, like I said, if you do many things, many of those issues manually, or if you ask your staff or your partners to actually do it for you, humans are actually prone to human mistakes. So you're risking messing up your business orders or even your business when you have all this doing manually, right? So this is why EasyStore aims to actually help you in overcome all these issues that I mentioned. First one is, of course, save up your time in launching or building your own online store, right? So with proper preparations, you can actually launch your online store in a matter of few days, or with, like I said, with proper preparation, you can actually launch your online store in one day, which is the main thing that we are talking about today. And of course, we want to help you start off with an affordable price, right? So imagine that if you want to create your own online store, you want to start from scratch. What you want to do, the next step is that you want to find someone to actually help you build it if you do not have any coding knowledge, right? So if you have done enough research from scratch, the lowest that you want to create your own websites or even your own e-commerce website, the lowest price is actually 5K for starting, right? That doesn't even include any plugins or any features that you want to add, or any designs, enhancement that you want to add in the future, right? So it's actually very costly to build your own online store. That is why we actually help you to mitigate those risks and offer you a more affordable price in starting your own online store. And of course, the last one is no IT team needed, whereas you do not need to use any of the human resources. You can actually manage your own online store yourself, or with the help of other stuff in a more efficient way needed, right? So before I actually go into the preparation, this is how the EasyStore backend looks like. This is what we call as an admin panel. Basically, this is what everything that you want to manage, you can be done over here. As you can see over here, you can actually manage your orders. So whenever like I said, mentioned just now, how are you going to record your orders, right? So in admin panel, whenever there's orders, there's the automation will actually record down your orders that you have not managed, or those orders that have paid or fulfilled right over here. And you can even manage your customers, group your customers together. You want to group them in VIP, loyal customers, how you want to do with them, what you want to do with them. And of course, products, you can list your products over here, your product images. And of course, marketing, under marketing, you can do promotion, discount, free gift, purchase with this. And of course, you can view your monthly activities, sales right over here, analytics. as well as a store design. You can design your own. You do not need any IT team. You do not need any programmer to actually design your own web store, as well as we have an app store over here in cases where you need extra plugins as well as enhancement in the features, right? So now, like I said, how you want to, before you actually want to launch your online store, there's preparation that you have to do, right? So these are the preparations that you can actually jot down. We have 5 in this checklist. The first one is of course, the first one is of course domain. The second one is product, payment, shipping, and there's design, right? So there's actually 5 in this checklist. Once you got all these 5 checklists done, you can actually launch an online store in a matter of days, or even you can launch it tomorrow, right? So I'll go through one by one with you on what you need to prepare. The first one is, of course, domain. And I'm sure all of you know what is the domain name, but anyhow, I'll just show you on an example here. So a domain name actually serves as like any traditional store, you have a signage above the physical store, right? So a domain is serves the same purpose, where it actually display your name, your domain, your company, your brand's name at top, and whereas your customers can actually search for you online, right? So you can get your own domain name, which only owns by you, and once you purchase that, you can actually nobody can purchase it from you anymore, right? And in EasyStore, we do offer free domain when you sign up, which that comes with a .easy or .co, or if you need your own custom domain, of course, you can subscribe to any of our yearly plan, and you'll get a free .com domain for the 1 year, right? So besides getting domain, of course, you cannot left out the domain email for you, right? So why is domain email so important is that imagine if you receive a company email that comes with at yahoo.com or at gmail.com, or at live.com, at hotmail.com, right? Isn't it better if you receive, email domain that comes with a professional brands, like for example, right here, marketing@yourbrand.com, right? So basically, why domain email is important is that it creates credibility to your customers, and your customers actually believe that you are committed in doing business with them. So you create that trust. And this actually prompt more repeat purchase in a way that increase your sales, right? So other than domain, of course, you need to prepare your own product. And under product, the most common one is you have to name your product name, your images, as well as your description, right? So there's a few notes that you need to take. The first one is product name. And as you can see over here, this example is where this merchant actually display the product name in a manner of very direct to the point, right? So this is actually a very good example. As you can see, it's actually antibacterial spray, where if the customers come in to this product page, when they look at this product name, they will immediately know what they're actually getting from you or what they're actually getting from them, right? So make sure that your product name is actually direct to the point. No, you do not have to, make it very fancy or even include the SKU numbers for your own record. That's a very bad practice. But make sure that your product name is actually very direct to the point. You tell your customers what exactly you are selling to them, right? So other than product name, of course, you need to prepare your images, and images is with S. So why you need to prepare multiple images? First of all is you need to tell your customers what they're actually buying and what they're actually seeing from you, right? So selling online is different from selling in any traditional businesses, whereas your customers couldn't feel or touch the product that you're selling. So you need to show them in a way that they understand what they're actually buying from you, right? So one thing, visual is very important, which is the images. Make sure your image is high resolution, right? So high resolution doesn't mean that you need to, buy a professional camera or a DSLR or any digital camera actually to take the picture of the photos of your products. You can actually use your smartphone, whereas each and every smartphone actually comes with a high resolution camera, right? So if you do not know how to take a very nice angle of your product or a very good lighting of your product, you can actually search anywhere online, YouTube, where there's actually free tutorial on teaching you how to take a good picture of your products, right? So for images, make sure that you provide few angles of your products images, not only show one side of the product, show maybe the front side as well as the back of your product angles to tell your customers what they're actually buying from you, right? And the last one is, of course, the description. Right, so description actually serves as your online salesman, right? So imagine that you actually go to a retail shop, a apparel shop, right, H&M, and you're looking at a particular shirt, right? And the sales personnel will actually approach you, and in turn, they want to attempt to convince you to buy the product, right? So description over here actually serves the same purpose of salesman, where it plays an important role to actually converting your customers. So what you need to include, not only in describing your product, you can actually include like ingredients, right? Shown over here, ingredients. Even if you have stories about the product, you can show it as well. It's even better if you can, share on the tips or educate your customers what are the steps to actually use this product in your description will be actually very beneficial in order to convert your customers, right? So under product, 3 things. First, you have to come up your own product name, provide multiple images, and a very informative and detailed description, right? So move on to the next one, which is payment, right? So under payment, EasyStore, there's actually 2 ways. One is where you can actually set up your own online payment to accept payment from your customers, all right? And the second one is where you use payment providers like iPay88, Stripe, PayPal, or Jia Xiang to actually accept payments online with their payment methods, right? So I'm going to skip the manual way because what I want to share on here is that we wish that you can set up your online store as quick as possible. So the fastest way is, of course, to use payment gateways like we recommended over here. Right?
Sorry, quick one, very quick one, sorry. I just want to announce that if they have any questions, they can ask you right now. They can put it into the Q&A session because currently there's no questions. I thought it's easier to remind them. You can ask the questions right now so that it's easier for Eric to answer towards the end because we have about 10 minutes left. So once you do the wrap up, then we can go with the questions once they already asked the question.
Oh, sure, right. Thank you. Shall I proceed? Right, thank you. All right, so I guess I have 10 minutes left. I make this quick, okay? Okay, right, so what we actually recommend to use for payment in the setup is, first of all, in Stripe, right, as shown over here. So why Stripe is because Stripe actually approve your sign up instantly, right? So unlike any other payment provider where you have to wait days or weeks to actually get approval, Stripe actually approve you instantly once you sign up with them, right? And the next one, of course, you can check, you can use PayPal because PayPal, like Stripe, also approve you instantly. And another thing about PayPal is that there's no document needed, right? So document like SSM or company bank account is needed for most. I can say that for every payment gateways, they will actually need this document from you, right? But PayPal, no, right? So you can use Stripe or PayPal for instant sign up and no document. And if you're looking for low transaction fees, you can consider Bill Place as well because they're actually only offering 150 cents per transaction, which is very low for in the market, right? So these are the recommended payment gateways that actually allows you to sign up instantly as fast as possible for you to actually set up your own online store, right? So the next one is actually shipping, okay? So same with payment, shipping actually comes with 2 methods. One is manual way and another one is actually using the third-party integration. So under the party, we have Ninja Van, we have EasyParcel, right? So EasyParcel is as you all know, is a delivery platform where you can book your courier. And we have Lalamove and Ninja Van as well. Did I mention that? Right. So what we actually recommend here is you can actually consider using Lalamove as your integration, as your delivery. Why? It's because first of all, in a time like this, MCO, people are actually looking for fast solution, quick food delivery as well, especially for fresh goods, right? So if you're selling fresh goods, selling vegetables, fruits, or any necessaries, you can actually consider using Lalamove because their on-demand delivery is actually very fast, express, and actually well known for their fresh goods delivery as well, right? So what are the benefits of using this app integration is, first of all, it's automated, right? So like I said, in order to actually overcome all the issues that actually I mentioned just now, the MCO, you need automations that actually create a convenience to you. So what are the automation? First of all, is that you do not have to set up your own shipping rates. They actually provide the automated shipping rates to customers, so you do not have to worry about that. And second of all, of course, once your customers have placed order through the deliveries, with the delivery, you can actually fulfill with them. Like for example, Lalamove. I'll take Lalamove for example right here. Okay, so you can actually fulfill through Lalamove, and right after that, you can actually print the airware bill, whereas the airware bill will be already pre-filled. All the information will be already automated, filled in the airware bill. Right? All you need to do is just print out the airware bill and paste it. You don't need to handwritten anything on the airware bill. It's already pre-filled, and you just have to print it, paste it on your parcel, and then deliver it. Right? Other than that, like I said, one of the issues that I mentioned just now is how are you going to, update your customers in a way of, automated? How are you going to update your customers on the delivery? How are you going to update your customers on the tracking code, on the tracking URL, right? If you are using integration over here, the connections, right? Once you click on the fulfill, once you fulfill everything, once you deliver, your customers will automatically receive notification from you that is with the tracking code as well as the tracking URL, so that they can actually track from that, right? So you do not need to do any of the manual work. The automation can actually do it for you, right? Other than that, one of the benefits is that you can actually download in bulk your airware bill as well as fulfill all your orders in bulk, right? So these bulk actions actually save up a lot of time where you do need to go on with a lot of orders one by one. You can actually fulfill them at one time and print out of the airware bill at one time, right? So I'll make it fast, sorry. So the last one is actually design over here, right? So under design, what you need to prepare, of course, is the first one, slider image. So a slider image is where your customers would land first on your online store, and it actually creates a first impression whether they want to stay or they want to leave your online store, right? So prepare a slider image, and the recommended size for slider image, of course, is 1000 px width or above, and the height is actually flexible, so you can be any height, but make sure that your width of the slider image is 1000 px width, right? And of course, you need to prepare your own brand logo. You need to tell customers who are you, and of course, a favicon, right? A favicon is actually like your brand logo, but it's actually a small icon on the tab itself right here, right? For example, right? So basically, you are telling your customers who are you, not only on the browser, but also on the tab when they have multiple tabs, right? And besides only that, you have to prepare your own brand color. You need to decide what color that you want to use in terms of design, because you want to standardize each and every button, each and every text, and each and everything, right? So this brand color actually, what the effect of the brand color is that when your customers actually sees this color, they will actually remind it of you, right? So as you can see over here, this example is the dashboard from EasyStore, where you can actually do each and every detailed designs in your dash admin panel, right? So if you do not have any coding knowledge, or even if you do not have any programming knowledge, you can actually design your own templates over here. You just need to choose from our 40+ free templates that fits to your business, and then just click replace or edit it over here, right? So I know that in cases where you need any other further enhancement in the design, you can actually use our coding. We open up our source code over here, where you can actually edit your team design in a code view like this, right? So basically, if you have all these checklists checked, you can actually launch online store in a matter of few days, like I said, or you can actually launch online store tomorrow, right? So before you actually do this, you have to prepare everything like so in this checklist that I've shown. And right after that, you can actually sustain, build your online business in EasyStore, right? So, so I'm about to end here. Before I should end, I would like to share a little bit on this, which is due to MCO, like I said, we want to offer affordable price for you to start. You can actually start off with your online store with just a $354 per year. That comes with a free custom domain, like I said. And what you can do is just, scan this QR code over here, or you can just go to our website and try our free trial. Right. So I think that's it for me. And thank you, everyone, and stay safe.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much. I think all the questions are answered by your colleague. So thank you.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I just stop here then.
Yep. Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you so much for joining us at SME Digital Fest.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Exabytes. Grow your business online.